Hello, my Taurians. Welcome to your monthly reading for the month of November. And we're going to start by pulling a card here from the Chakra reading cards. And this is just going to represent what the Creator wants you to know, just overall for the entire month. Can be the, overall theme or the overall energies, whatever the Creator wants you to know for that period of time for the month of November. All right, there we go. All right, Creators, so for our Taurians, what would you like them to know about the month of November? Okay, that is going to be the 1. And you received determination, number 16. Yep, definitely swimming upstream, getting to where you want to go regardless of what is coming against you. That, I love that. I don't think stubbornness is a Taurian trait, is it? It is by my experience. All right. But it's good because that means they never give up on things they care about, including people, right? So this is your solar plexus chakra, which does have a lot to do with your relationship to yourself and your discovering your inner power. You have called this card into your awareness today as a reminder of the power and importance of determination. This powerful energy is calling you to align with it as you bring out the determination that lies within you. Everything at some point requires that extra energy to push it to the next stage of creation. Determination and will are the keys to amplifying your desired outcome at this time. And you may have been working hard on a certain project and have come to a standstill. You may have doubts, and the negative thoughts may be overshadowing your dreams. It's natural to have doubts. However, pulling this card is a sign that it's time to get focused and determined. Nothing in the world can take this dream from you. Allow the fire in your belly to rise as you bring forth the energy required to move to the next stage in your manifestation. It's time to be focused and clear on your outcome. What is it that you would like to create? What are your desires? You are the only one to make this happen, and it's important to keep your eye on the goal. Don't let it go. Do what needs to be done and make it happen. When you feel like all the odds are against you and you want to give up, know that you have the determination to succeed. This powerful energy lives inside you and is ready and waiting for you to surrender to its calling. Call forth the power of determination to once again bring you into alignment with your dreams and desires. It's truly what you can achieve when you put your mind to something and apply determination. This is a great trait of a champion athlete. So it's time for you to be a champion and go for what you desire. Love it. And the affirmation for this card is, I am unstoppable. I am an unstoppable being of love and determination. So beautiful, beautiful. I think that is perfect for you, of course, because what this means is that, you're at this point of you're just like, oh, I'm so tired, or you feel like there's so many things that are obstacles in your way, and you're just tired, but they're showing me like loosening a jar. You're like, you've tried and you hand it to someone, they're all, oh, look, and you're like, what? How was it so easy for you? And it wasn't. It's because you have done all the work and you're just one little turn away from the lid popping off. So keep going, have that determination, have that perseverance. And then we're going to pull a card here from this major arcana of this tarot deck, which this is the Revelations deck. What I do is I separate a tarot deck by the major arcana and the 4 suits of the minor arcana. And I'll talk about these in a moment, but for this reading, the major arcana are like this card where it represents the overall energies for the month, what the Creator wants you to know just overall. So for our Taurians, Creator, what do you want them to know? What else about their beautiful month of November? Okay, like that is the one there. And you have the Lovers card, which is beautiful because this is about can be about decisions because there's like 2 to choose from, within the card here. Some readers will read it as you have like an opportunity for love to come in, but I really feel like this is definitely it's a general reading, but for a large portion of you, it is about not giving up on a relationship. And we have so many relationships, right? You have your personal, intimate relationships, your friends, your family, even like pets, like your fur babies and your feather babies. So don't give up on them either if they're, acting like a fool, acting like an animal, really. Don't give up patience with them either. But you can have a relationship with your employer and your job, all of that. So it does have this, feeling around that as well. The other thing about this card is that it also represents this time in our lives when we feel so passionate about something, we're willing to go against those shoulds and have tos and need tos and all those expectations that we're taught when we're young. In the major arcana, this is number 6, and number 5 and number 4 are the Emperor and the Hierophant. And they kind of represent this energy of the human side of us that tries to define, ultimately, and sometimes try to control. But it's all about these rules and defining and how it puts people and spirituality into a box. But when it comes to this card, this is when we have that first passion. So it's like a teenager when you find your first love or your first lust or whatever it might be, whatever. It's like you have passion for something, even if it's, a band of some sort that you want to go hear or something that you want to go see, like a movie. You can have something that you feel so strongly about that you are willing, like I said, to break the rules, like break your curfew or lie, to your authority, because, you want to go see that concert. They don't want you to. So, I'm staying with a friend overnight and you're actually going off to a concert with them or something. So it's that kind of feeling that this has. And it's like, yes, this is that passion that you're like, don't give up. Don't feel restricted. And really look at the expectations and those things that you feel are blocking you, because they're beliefs that have been fed to you earlier in your life that you don't have to believe anymore, because you believe those things when you were a child, but you don't have to believe those anymore because you have that power. You always have. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You did when you were younger. You took on everyone's beliefs and opinions, all the popular opinions about what a situation should mean, all the popular emotions around what a situation should mean, but you get to cut that with this love power that you have here. This passion that you have will allow you to cut away those things and clear those blockages. So don't underestimate that power of your passion and your drive for what you want, but also understand what was keeping you back, because once you question it, you see it for like the lie that it is, the untruth, and that could be someone else's truth, but it doesn't mean it has to be yours, and you can let that go and it just will expand and open up things for you. All right, I'm going to move on to the first suit of the 4 minor arcana, and these are going to represent 4 different areas of your life or 4 different parts of your being. And we're going to start off with the wands, which is the fire element. So that's going to represent for this reading your spirit. So this will be what the creator wants you to know about your spiritual adventure during the month of November. Get a good little shuffle there. All right, for our Taurians, what do you want to know about their spiritual adventure for November? Okay, that is the one right there. And you have the Page of Wands. So the page represents like messages, like a messenger. You know how like in the old movies, hear ye, hear ye. Those are the pages that went about announcing to the towns all the news, or, you know, amongst the kingdom, the news. So because this is your spiritual adventure, this is telling me that you're going to be getting messages from spirit. So just, you know, try to get into quiet places, try to get out of the noise of the fear and the outside world and all the chaos. Get into that place where you can raise your vibration and your focus to unconditional love and peace and joy and laughter, because that's the frequency that spirit speaks on. They can always hear us no matter what's going on, but for us to hear them, we have to kind of get away and raise our frequency, you know, like on the radio, got to tune in to be able to hear them, right? So that's one piece of this. The other is that a page usually represents like a small child. And so this is about this energy that you're getting, this new perseverance, this new determination coming. And you kind of look at it like, you ever see like 2-year-olds run around and you're just like, they've been going nonstop for 4 hours, and you're like, if I could just bottle that, just have a little bit of it every day, I would just love that. Well, that's what this is about, is going back to that feeling of having that type of energy and that passion and that spark within you. And what it happens is, because it kind of relates to what you're talking about with the lovers here, and about, you know, cutting away and be willing to move past those expectations, because a child, that childlike energy is when they're younger, and before they have all this no, you know, good girl, good boy, bad boy, all these suppressing, you know, roles, when they are just like, the world is this exciting adventure and everything is like amazing and new. And that's kind of like this energy that you can get, and you can spark that within you, you know, by getting to that quiet place, listening to those messages that are coming, and cutting away those old expectations, you know, realizing you're like, you know what? I don't care what anyone thinks or believes, what everyone's opinions and about how this should go or how I should feel. I'm going to choose it, because that's my power. And that's where this power comes in. It's like, because they do have this Ace of Wands that they carry, which is, you know, your power, your energy, your spiritual power as well. We'll get more clarification on this too. I'm going to pull a card here from the Energy Oracle and just see what else. Creator wants you to know about your spiritual adventure, but yeah, you're definitely getting that determination. It's sparking, so get ready for it. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Taurans to know about their spiritual adventure, please? Okay, no, they said not those. Okay, that's the one right there. You got the 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. Did you see that there? Beautiful picture. It's the heart chakra. You got the pink high heart and the green heart chakra of the human side of us. That's card number 38, which breaks down to 11 for those in numerology that enjoy that. That's sometimes you'll see 1111 a lot, which does have to do with a lot of things. A lot of people have different meanings for it. For me, the 11 is like seeing yourself like in a mirror, because 11 and 11, and then seeing your higher self, you know, especially with this being the solar plexus chakra, with, you know, it's about you, how you're relating to yourself and understanding yourself. That really resonates with me with that. But this card energy that comes with this is love, compassion, and self-acceptance. So Raphael extends a beautiful green energy surrounded by gentle waves of pink to your heart center. This card indicates that you now have a great readiness to receive love from others as well as from yourself. Could also indicate that a much needed healing from a previous broken heart is taking place. The tender vibrations of Raphael remind you to encourage yourself with the compassionate self-talk that you desire to hear from others. The tender vibrations of Raphael remind you to encourage yourself with the compassionate self-talk that you desire to hear from others. To hear from others. Know that as you do, the light from your heart center will shine with an irresistible beauty, and the universe will send people and situations that cause your sense of love and support to grow and grow. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely love, getting to the heart center. Definitely, I can see that as well here. So, yeah, so this energy, your spiritual adventure is about connecting to your heart. And specifically, not just the green side. The green side of us is our human side, our human nourishment of our heart, of our self-worth and feeling whole and complete and loved from others, etc. The pink, our high heart, is when we connect to the higher spiritual realms, when we connect to our higher self, where we experience the unconditional love of the creator of all things. And that, when you make that your focus, when you can really sit and just think about that and feel it, feel the love from the creator of all things, that there's this unconditional love. Nothing you can do to lose it, nothing you can do to gain more of it, because you have it all. And you can't do anything to lose it because it's unconditional. There's not one condition to gain it, so there's no condition to lose it. And so it's like this crossing the road that we come to in life, where we have to decide, are we going to believe that our creator loves us conditionally or unconditionally? And if we believe the creator loves us conditionally, like there's conditions we have to meet and there's ways that we can lose it, then that's the chaotic life of the human fight or flight that we live in every day. When we're ready for something different and a capital T truth, then we connect to that belief of the creator loves us unconditionally. And that becomes the foundation of everything, and that does transform you. And it does give you extra energy, of course, because, you know, everything you've been hungering for, all the energy you're investing, trying to be lovable and acceptable, when you find it on the inside, you're like, well, I don't have to invest all that energy because I have it all inside me now. And so you just have all this extra abundant oversupply of energy that you're just like, well, heck, I'm going to pour it into this dream of mine, you know. All right, and then we're going to move on to the next suit, which is Pentacles. Pentacles is the earth element. It's going to represent our physical world. So where this was our spiritual world with the wands, we're going to look into the physical world, which is like everyone outside of us on stage, you know, everyone, all these other characters on stage, these situations I'm in the external world, like a job or social status, blah, 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 all the stuff, the physical possessions, our money, you know, all that stuff, including our physical body. So this will be what the creator wants you to know about your physical adventure during the month of November. All right, creator, what do you want our Taurians to know? This, of course, is your element as well. You are earth. So this is where you roll. You get the Four of Pentacles here. And for the Four of Pentacles, what this represents for me is it has to do with your feeling of abundance, your feeling of your worth. And when being a number 4, you can think of like a big table with 4 huge legs, you know, and it's this square 4 solid. It's a very solid foundation. And so, you know, with everything we're talking about, when you connect to that higher, you know, unconditional love, and you make that your foundation, then that becomes your worth. The card always has this caution of defining yourself by what other people have, what other people are doing, how other people are defining what abundance and success means, because then we're drawn to that and we think that we're lacking because we don't have what they have or what they think that we all should have, and they're striving for it, and they may not have it either, but they're saying this is what you should be going for. So kind of those expectations we were talking about, you know, it's about this awareness of it, but you know, they usually have like holding it on their chest, and they're like, so their chest is their heart, and they find their abundance and their worth within their heart, and that's the solid foundation. So as this unfolds, and you stop investing that energy in trying to achieve what everyone else thinks abundance and success means, and you define it for yourself, you feel solid, and you're like, you know what? I even have more. I have more than I need, and I'm going to share that with other people. But it's not like this. You don't share your from your supply, like what you need to survive. And the way I look at it is like with this heart, you fill up with unconditional love, and then everyone gets the overflow. And that's like this feeling of here, this abundant feeling in your life fills you up, and people get that overflow, but you don't give them, your essence before you're feeling full. They just get the overflow. They don't get the pieces of you, because that's what the codependency is. You feel like you're this barrel with people that are drilled in at the bottom, and they're sucking all the energy out of your life, and you're giving to everyone else first because you're in this fearful state where you feel like you're supposed to give your energy to everyone else and everyone else's dreams, but yours have to wait. The things that you want to invest in, and that's why you're feeling drained. Before this perseverance, this determination, you're like, I feel so exhausted. It's because you're feeding all these other people before you're full. And so you become resentful, you become bitter. And so when you cut off everyone and you allow yourself to fill up and they get the overflow, they're going to like the taste of that overflow much more than that bitter, resentful goo that they were getting at the bottom of the barrel. They're going to get fresh, beautiful, no expectation love and giving that comes from overabundance that's flowing out of your life like that. So that's what that, that energy that comes with that. We're going to pull another card here too from these Angels and Ancestors Oracle, and just see what else the Creator wants you to know about your physical adventure. It's very positive, very strong foundation from within. Seeing abundance in a whole new way, success in a whole new way, in your way, right? All right, Creator, what else do you want Taurans to know about their physical adventure in November? Okay, focus this image here. And you've got the Shaolin Master. And it says, be graceful in movement and action. Yep. So yeah, when you cut people off, you don't have to be rude about it, right? You can be graceful, and you can let them know that you need to invest this energy in yourself right now because you're all absolutely exhausted, and they'll either understand or not. That's their power for them, right? So this message says, slow and steady. Breathe and flow. Take a gentler approach. The Shaolin Master calls forth the ninja within. Love that. Shaolin medicine is about learning to adapt to a situation and to tap into the energy running through your body and preserve it in order to release it at the right moment. I love it. It also teaches subtlety, because when you are too forceful, you use too much energy, and that may not be supportive of what you are working on. So the Shaolin Master, like a monk, has respect for all things. He's disciplined and guided by his art and will never use it to impress the foolish or to appear stronger than someone who's threatening him. You too are being invited to remain graceful in your movement, your choices, and your actions. The extended message is you're being guided to flow like water, like the water in this card, blow like air, and connect with your purest intentions. Don't feel you need to rush ahead. A gentler approach will be more fruitful and rewarding. Move with subtlety and grace. Reach high, but also ask yourself how you can move with the flow of life rather than pushing against it, which is so hilarious that, this is salmon swimming upstream instead of going with the stream, right? So this is a perfect analogy. Do you have the capacity to refocus your gaze at this time? Can you slow down? or take more time to soften and breathe as you move forward, all of this will be incredibly beneficial for what happens next. So I really like that too, because when you have this solid foundation here in this card, where you're finding your worth from within yourself through this love, this higher love, you're not in a rush anymore to get things done out here, because before there was this desperation, because this meant success or not. This meant whether you're lovable and acceptable or not, or you're going to get rejected or not. When you have this beautiful love inside, all that's extra, and so you're not under that desperation anymore, and you can take your time, go with the flow. You don't have to swim upstream. I love that. All right, now we're going to move on to the next suit, which is the swords, which is the element of air. And this is your mind. So this is your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. So this will be what the Creator wants you to know about your mental adventure during the month of November. All right, Creator. 4 courses, what do you want them to know about your mental adventure? Okay, this is the one right here. And you have the Ace of Swords. So this is beautiful, because the Ace of Swords is like your power. It's what you're able to use to cut away old thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve you. So let's talk about these expectations, about these beliefs and these blocks that you have. When you're able to use that, and this is about new truths coming in, cutting away the old thoughts that no longer serve you. So it's perfect, because this is definitely about a new, fresh start in your mind, that newness coming in instead of stagnation. So it can be new ideas coming in too, especially as you connect with this. Maybe this block that you were having was based on your old ways of thinking, and that there could be no other way to do something. But you're suddenly going, you know what? I'm going to go back and look at that, because I have this, I'm stuck in this belief that that's the only way to accomplish that task. But let me just go, Google, or go look on YouTube, overcoming blah, 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 whatever it might be, or even the internet and something. Sometimes you're like, wow, when did they come out with that? Oh, just last week. Oh, this is great. This is great new information. You can, it can totally open up that flow and remove an obstacle as well. So check that out. We're also going to pull a card here from the numerology guidance cards. Let's see what else the Creator wants you to know about your mental adventure. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Taurians to know about their... Okay. Yep. So we've got pride here, and I know usually it's like, oh, my pride, I'm too prideful. It's like, no, be proud of what you've accomplished. Sometimes, when we need a little bit of our, determination, a little bit of breakthrough, connecting and realizing what you have done really helps. 19 does a breakdown to a 10, which is endings, and then 1 plus 0, of course, is 1, which is new beginnings. So it is, also this endings and new beginnings of old thoughts and beliefs. And there's a little bit of, for some, it's like the pride, I was talking about, like, you're so set that maybe other people came with ideas and you were so determined because it was your idea that you were like, nope, and now it's become an obstacle. Maybe your belief has become the obstacle. And so cutting your pride and going back to those people and going, you know what, even apologizing, just saying, I'm sorry, you were trying to share your good ideas and I was so determined that mine is going to be the end all be all, but let me hear your side, because I am interested, so for some of you that does mean something. Again, this is a general reading, so it's going to be different for everyone, but this card indicates a need to swallow your pride to improve your current situation and your quality of life. By admitting when you're wrong, and choosing to see another's point of view, whether this person is right or wrong, you raise your vibration, which brings you closer to your dreams. The bottom line is, if you want to create a happy, harmonious life, you must let go of your need to be right or in control. To overpower, belittle, or punish another goes against the nature of your soul and takes you out of alignment. Yet, when you have the courage to own up to your mistakes, you align yourself with Source. Admitting when you're wrong builds character, inner strength, and self-esteem. It opens the door for resolution and creates better relationships with others. Stubbornness and pride get you nowhere, but humility and compromise bring you closer to the realization of your dreams. I think it talked something about that in this card too, didn't it? So it says, rather than go it alone because you're too stubborn to back down, you must cooperate with others. Okay, so maybe that is for the majority of you what I mentioned. When you swallow your pride, you can make your dreams come true. And the affirmation is, I admit my mistakes and improve my quality of life. And, I don't believe in mistakes anyway, and it's not because I'm prideful. It's because I believe that we all make choices based on the information we have at the time and the beliefs that we have. And when we change our heart and then our mind changes, then we make new choices. And that allows you to look at other people too and go, you know what? That's the only choice that they could make when they believed what they believed, and when they have a change of heart, then you can see different things from people. But until people's hearts change, you can't force the change from the outside in. And so when mistake is mentioned, mistake just means we didn't live up to a supposed to that our ego thought we were supposed to, or someone else didn't live up to what our ego wanted them to be. Who knows, in the whole scheme of thing, what a mistake is or not. If we look at, we learn from making decisions that may not be what everyone else thinks they should be, or what might be the most healthy and flowing decision, and that's okay. We learn from that. We grow from that. And, because there's that story, of course, about in ancient China about, there's a grandfather who's was raising his grandson because his parents had passed, and they didn't have a horse. And back then a horse was so important because it helped you, till your crops and do all that stuff and do all that hard labor work and help you take your products to market and all that kind of stuff. And they didn't have any. And so the townspeople were like, oh, that's sad. And then this big storm came and it scared a horse into their barn and it got trapped in, and everyone was like, yay, that's good. And then, the grandson was trying to tame the horse, and the horse bucked him off and he broke his leg. The grandson broke his leg, and the townspeople were like, oh, that's bad. And then the next month, the emperor of the region declared war on one next to him, and all able-bodied young men had to go to war. And since he had a broken leg, he didn't go to war. And so the townspeople were like, yay, that's a good thing. And then a bad storm came and the horse got loose and escaped. And everyone's like, oh, that's a bad thing. But then a couple of days later, he came back with 10 horses as friends. And someone's like, oh, that's a good thing. And you're like, oh my God, we don't know what a good thing or a bad thing is. We don't know what a mistake is or not. But focus in on your heart and growing your heart, because this is where everything changes right here, is what we were talking about, right? Sorry, I went off on a bunny trail, but I just love that story because it does show us that we don't know when obstacles come, if it's delaying us for a reason. All we know is only thing I can control is my story I put to any situation and what emotion I want to feel about any situation. That's the only thing within my control, really. And we move into our final, which is all about emotion, which is the cups, which is the water element. And so this will be about what the Creator wants you to know about your emotional adventure during the month of November. All right, creators. So for our Tauruses, what do you want them to know about that? Okay. Emotional adventure. And you got the Page of Cups. So, you had the Page of Wands with this new feeling and this new energy. Makes total sense that you're going to be getting emotional messages. So this, when we're talking about these messages coming in from Spirit, a lot of times you may not even get it like in your mind. You'll get it as an emotional message. And if you're, intuitive, if you have a lot of water in your chart, you understand what I'm talking about, because if you have this intuitiveness, you just get a feeling, not necessarily, like a letter popping up into your brain with a clear message. You just get these emotional messages. So I really feel that's one piece of this. But then again, pages are children. And you have these new emotions that like children have when they're young. Again, it's so, they don't get so guilty about how they feel. They feel their emotions. They allow them to flow through them, and then they move on to the next thing. They don't hold grudges until they're taught to hold grudges. They don't, think about their emotions at the end of the day until we make them think about their emotions they've had all day. And you should think about what you've done. Bad, bad boy, bad, bad girl, They experience an emotion and then they move on to the next. And that's kind of that's coming back is like, don't resist your emotions, feel them, let them flow. Again, this flow message. But, and don't resist them. But they're this fresh, new, amazing feelings, again, that kind of coincide with this of there's just so many possibilities. The world is this adventure. I don't need to have so many rules around it. I don't have to limit life by all those shoulds and supposed tos and need tos and have tos. So I'm loving that. And then lastly, we're going to pull a card here from the Angel Guide Oracle. And this can be, more clarification on the emotional adventure. But since it's the last card for this reading, I'm also put the intention for it to be a wild card. So it's whatever the creator wants you to know about the month of November, regardless. All right, creators, so what's your final message for this reading for our Taurians, please? Okay. Oh, and you got Guardian Angel. I love it. And that's, they both don't have card numbers. And let me read from the book on here. I love it because I know what he says about these. Because it says, everyone has a guardian angel who has been with them since their soul's creation. Now your guardian angel is drawing closer to you more than ever. This angel guide knows you, loves you, and accepts you completely. Before your incarnation on Earth, you danced across the stars together. If you're feeling overwhelmed or alone at this time, know that your angel guide is with you to share their love, love, and make you feel safe. You never walk this path alone. Angels are always there to light the way. This card is a huge reminder that you always have their help, support, and companionship available to you. And the extended message is, you are an independent soul and often find yourself trying to do everything on your own. But know that even just a quick prayer to your guardian angel can take away some of that pressure. Your angel wants to hear more from you. In order to support you fully, they must be invited to do so. But then, no request is too much. Your angel guide was made for you and is dedicated to you. So take time today for an easy and informal conversation with them. Speak openly and in a heartfelt way about your life, any challenges you're facing, and anything you need help with. Through that conversation, their help will find its way to you. When you draw this card, they want you to know that they are with you. And I love that, you do have this wonderful support. You have this guardian angel that was created at the same time your soul was formed. And they wanted to be, formed at the same time and be bound to you for all your eternities. So you have this buddy, this, wingman that's always with you all along, or wingwoman, they don't have a gender anyway. But, They're always with you. In addition to that, you do have, in this lifetime, you have angels and spirit guides, your loved ones who are on the other side that you walked with on this planet here, your ancestors, just a whole slew of beings of unconditional love and light. In addition to the creator and spirit, there's this massive group of support. And like you said, that, when we want all these things and all these experiences to happen when we come down here, and they don't mess with our free will. So if we ask of our own free will, for our guardian angels and all that support, say, come help me. I need answers. I need support. Show me signs. They will, but we have to ask. Because they honor our, it's like a little kid trying to pour a pitcher of milk for the first time, and you're just like, oh, this is gonna be a little liquidy. I'm gonna go get the rags right now and the mop, and if you try to, oh, here, let me help you, they're like, let me do it, because they want to do it. And that's kind of like we are little kids here. It's like, we want to try it, and yeah, it's probably not going to be perfection and mastering it, but we learn, and we learn to balance. We learn to do things by doing it and going, oh, there's the more milk ended up on the table than in the glass. Okay, how do I change that? And we adapt and all that. But that, like I said, that's how they will just wait for us to ask, and then they're more than willing to help us with everything. So just know you're never alone. Yep, I'm going to leave it at that. This is your message for the month of November. Just know as you go through each and every moment of every day, you are indeed unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And if you're interested too, I always like to mention that in addition to monthly readings, if you want to keep track and get updates as you go throughout your month, I also do weekly element readings. So that is by each of the different elements of the air signs and the fire signs, water signs, etc. And then I also do like new moon and full moon readings by zodiac sign, and some other readings that I put out as well. So if you haven't already and you want to be kept in the loop on that, just hit the subscribe button, click on that little bell icon, and you'll get notified when those come out during the period of time, because I usually release them earlier to people who are subscribed, to get to see them earlier than when I actually post them, like on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that. So if you feel led to do that, then you can go ahead and do that. But until next time, just know that I love you dearly as well, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you soon. You take care.